Hello, and welcome to the Narrowing Path, Walking the Spiritual Walk. My name is Steve Van Einstein. Thank y'all for joining me again today as we go through and we do today's daily reading from James Allen's Daily Meditations. This, of course, will be fresh to you and fresh to me, meaning that you'll get my genuine response, reactions, observations, and what I relate to about the reading. And let me tell you, this October has been great. Oh, and this will be the first time that I hear it or read it right here on this podcast with y'all. So October's been good so far. Really, really good. I've enjoyed it, and I hope y'all have too. And I'm grateful y'all are on this journey with me. And if you'd like, we do have a Facebook page for this podcast. We might be expanding it into a couple other social media platforms at some point soon. But if you want to go ahead, check it out. It's called The Narrowing Path, Walking the Spiritual Walk, right on Facebook. So thank y'all for going on over there and supporting it. I, of course, appreciate it. So, all right. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and do today's daily reading, October 4th, from James Allen's Daily Meditations. As a being of thought, your dominant mental attitude will determine your condition in life. You are the thinker of your thoughts. And as such, you are the maker of yourself and condition. Thought is casual and creative and appears in your character and life in the form of results. There are no accidents in your life. Both its harmonies and antagonisms are the responsive echoes of your thoughts. A man thinks and his life appears. If your dominant mental attitude is peaceable and lovable, bliss and blessedness will follow you. If it is resistant and hateful, trouble and distress will cloud your pathway. Out of ill will come grief, disaster. Out of goodwill, healing and reparation. The boundary lines of your thoughts are self-erected fences. Wow. I love these. These are great. These are great readings this month, let me tell you. It just tells you that you're responsible for everything in your life. You're absolutely 100% 100% responsible. Which some people aren't going to like that. There'll be a fight, there'll be a argument, there'll be a dismissal of this, but the reality is I believe that. I do believe it. Because it's all a matter of perspective, it's all a matter of understanding. And it's all a matter of accountability as well. So let's go through this one. As a being of thought, your dominant mental attitude will determine your condition in life. If you're thinking negatively, if you're being judgmental and condemning, you're going to be miserable. You just will be. That's how it manifests. A complaining, miserable person, only seeing the negative in the world. That person is the most judgmental, condemning person. I was like that. Right? So if all you're thinking are lustful, sexual, selfish thoughts, that's how you're going to behave. Right? And that's what the type of people you'll bring into your life. Right? This is you exude these things. They manifest in your character. They can't stay secret for long. They can't stay covered up forever. They just won't. Your dominant mental attitude will determine your condition in life. How you think will determine where you are. That's the truth. Plain and simple. You are the thinker of your thoughts. And as such, you are the maker of yourself and condition. I don't know. That first part just makes me laugh. It puts a smile on my face. You are the thinker of your thoughts. It's like, well, no shit, right? But the reality of it is, people don't realize this. There's a you that thinks. You are not your thoughts. You're the one that listens to them, right? Um, if you're thinking about a choice and it's a yes or no question, right? Like, do you like chocolate? It's yes or no. And you think about yes, and you think about no, and you think about things to back up the answer yes, you think about the reasons to back up the answer no, and then you choose to say yes. So you were the one that listened to your thoughts and then chose the action based on the things you were thinking about, right? So there's somebody choosing, there's somebody listening. Someone said that I can't remember how it was said, but it's just like you were not your thoughts, you're the space between them, or something like that. And it just I wish I could remember it verbatim because it was quite impactful. You know, you're the person that chooses which thought you're going to go with. You're when all is quiet. That's who you are. When your mind's not troubled or filled with selfish self-centeredness. There you are. We get so caught up in our minds, though, thinking that's where we reside, thinking that's where everything is. I do believe, though, that we were given a body and a mind to serve us. And sometimes we give our mind a little bit too much power or too much authority. We are the ones that choose. And what you choose makes you the maker of yourself and condition, right? So if you choose to be miserable and think judgmental and condemning thoughts, you're choosing your condition too. If you choose good and positive and loving thoughts, you'll be a joyful, free person, lighthearted. It really is that simple of a distinction at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. Thought is casual and creative and appears in your character and life in the form of results. Excuse me, I read that wrong. Thought is causal and creative. So it is the cause, and then the results, it says, it appears in your character and your life in the form of results. That is the effect of your thoughts. Your character, right? Your form, your life. That's the effect your thoughts have. It's pretty powerful. And when you can actually accept that and take ownership of that, it's pretty impressive. It's a pretty strong place to be. There are no accidents in your life, period. I love it when he gives us those short and to the point statements that we all like to play with. Well, maybe if this, I don't know, they should have. There are no accidents in your life. If you can accept that it's truth, it allows you to move forward. It allows you to have some ground and framework to move through whatever you're struggling with. There are no accidents in your life. Both its harmonies and antagonisms are the responsive echoes of your thoughts. So whether you have harmony in your life or whether you have conflict and agony, they're all born from your thoughts. I love this last line. A man thinks and his life appears. Isn't that amazing? It's this is the part of this metaphysical or this new age thought, or well, James Allen specifically, that people will attribute to manifestation, right? But I think it's not as much about the things as it is about the principles, right? If you are good in your character, if you're loving and kind in your character, love and kindness will be attracted to you, right? There's people that'll swear by the fact that you can attract material objects, individual objects, things like that, right? And I believe there might be some legitimacy to it. But I do know this: when I am kind and I am forgiving and I am loving and hopeful and honest, those are the people that come into my life. So I will say, in the spiritual world of character, in the spiritual world, people's character reflect that law. As a man thinks, and his life appears. If I'm thinking about goodness and love and kindness, it reflects in my actions, like we just talked about, and that attracts others of the same. If your dominant mental attitude is peaceable and lovable, bliss and blessedness will follow you. Bliss and blessedness. Who doesn't want that? Right? Who doesn't want bliss and blessedness in their life? You just have to think peaceful thoughts, think loving thoughts. You have to go through that purification process to remove all the selfish, self-centered thoughts. Bliss and blessedness will follow you. If it be resistant and hateful, so if you're fighting everything and condemning and angry, trouble and distress will cloud your pathway. I've seen that happen tons. I mean, I've seen it happen in my own life. Resentment, resentment does something to your soul. It'll just rot you away from the inside. And the only person you're hurting is yourself. It's a nasty thing to hold on to. Trouble and distress will cloud your pathway. Out of ill will come grief and disaster. So if you want bad things to happen to people, you can bet to you grief and disaster will come. You get out what you put in. You attract what you are, which is hateful and destructive, violent. But out of goodwill, healing and reparation, growth, love, healing, rebuilding, amending. That is born out of goodwill. Using your will for good and righteous acts. Started by the right train of thinking, right thoughts. Healing and reparation. Powerful line there. Now, this last one, it closes with this. The boundary lines of your thoughts are self-erected fences. What a fantastic idea that is. Because it both speaks to the fact that there are boundaries and fences around our thinking. There are limitations to what we think and how we think. But it's also acknowledging that we build them. We put them there for one reason or another. The boundary lines of your thoughts are self-erected fences. No one else is responsible for them. They're your own. And only your own. So if you'd like to grow, be willing to tear down your fences, as scary as it might be. So, well, there we go. That's today's reading. Another great one. October is going to be a pretty awesome month if it keeps it up this way. So I am definitely looking forward to tomorrow. Thank you for everyone who's jumping on with me and taking a listen to these as well. And yeah, hope to see you go over and jump onto the Facebook page and give us a little bit of support. That would be great. So until next time, thanks.